Thank you, Bill.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to another edition of the Bill
Bert
Podcast. Today, we have with us, oh, Jesus, judging already with that face.
Oh, the way you alternated
one of the
that,
biggest celebrities.
Like team.
This guy is bigger than the Hollywood sign. He's just, he is a monster. Both good and bad in this business. Please welcome Mr. Bob Saget, everybody.
Thank you. Please hold your applause to the end.
Are those all your awards in the background that you?
No, it's a bunch of There's a Rodney Dangerfield statue right there. I got an award for that. And then I got inducted into the TV Hall of Fame right there because for a video show for people getting hit in the nuts.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can I tell you that show, I'm being dead serious. When I first went, my first time hanging out with my wife on a Sunday at her house, when we first started dating, she put on America's Funniest Home Videos. Now, as a comic, I was like, I'm not going to watch this. I don't need to see this. I got a high level of sense of humor. She's like, no, this is the greatest show you've ever watched. And I went, America's Funniest Home Videos? And Bob, I saw one with this black dude. It was a white guy dressed as a scarecrow with the Halloween candy in his lap. And like a cheerleader comes up and then the guy goes, woo! And the cheerleader goes, ah! And this black dude comes up. I used to watch this every day. It made me laugh. Black dude comes up. He's got sweatpants on. He's talking about some construction work he's got lined up, reaches in, and the white guy, just the scarecrow, goes, ah! And the black guy goes, wham! And knocks him unconscious. Dying laughing.
Did it win? It should have won the 10 grand.
The good ones never won. It was always one of the baby and the stroller.
Yeah, you know why? Because they didn't let the ones win that were international. So they would buy those. And they would do like a trade, like trading cards. They would trade videos. So they wouldn't fly somebody from Sweden because that's too expensive. So they only did domestic or sometimes Canada clips.
That show was really groundbreaking as far as that was sort of like YouTube before YouTube. Like all those videos, Fail Army and, Epic Fail, whatever the hell they call it. Like that was, it sort of took from your show.
Yeah. And everything online. I mean, everything I look at, half the people's things they put on Instagram is all nut hits and just people, pants falling down and they have to scramble the signal of their dick, Which that's how I see penises anyway. When I would go into a locker room, everybody's dick is scrambled. That's how straight I am, or want to be so bad. I want to be straight.
It's all right, Bob. Bob, being gay now, you can get a show, you can get your own bathroom or something. There's a lot of movement in that direction.
Yeah,
that you finally came out and now you're crawling back in.
Well, I did Fuller House. If that's not doubling down on that.
How crazy is it though that one of the cool things about you when I first came out to LA was like you were the Full House dad, and then you would get on stage and talk about cunt this and cunt that.
No, I didn't say cunt a lot. Only about exes. No, I didn't do that. No, I really didn't say it.
But you would curse a lot, and everyone.
I did curse. But
if that was today, if that was today, meaning if you were on Full House now and that was the hit kind of family show and you went on stage and talked coarse, you get canceled in a fucking second.
Look at like Jeff Garland. He's on like the #1 family show, the Goldberg. So then you got two double whammies. It's a Jewish family and it's a hit show. And he gets on stage and says whatever he wants, and
yeah, I guess.
But it's not like I was blatantly doing dick joke after dick joke. Bill knows. And it was just imagery for me. It was like hitting a body.
I've used Bob Saget's as a template for my entire career as far as writing closing bits and stuff like that. You got to go dick joke, Bob's the only guy I've ever seen to be able to sustain it, though. A lot of people, once they get into the dick joke thing, it's got to be towards the end of their act or else there's nowhere to go. But not with Bob. Just endlessly exploring every fold.
It's a through line.
Crotch area.
Every vein, every avenue, every vesicle. Well, Rodney.
That's not true. He's also an incredible musician, plays the guitar great. He sings a little bit. He's got all kinds of awards. He takes compliments well. He does benefits for people. As much as he tries to be edgy, there's a big old softy in there.
Well, he overpaid the fuck out of me one time. We did a college together, Bob. Do you remember this?
I know we did. Where was it?
It was in New York. and you paid me $5,000 to open for you. And I remember getting the check like you got on stage. I go back. There's an envelope. I get the check, and I'm like, holy shit! This is how young I was. I thought I got your check, so I was like, I went up to you and I was like, I think they gave me your check. And you looked at it and you went, mine's a lot bigger, buddy.
No, but you were really funny, I'd only see you on tape and stuff, and then they said, "How's this?" And I went, "Oh no, he's great." But it is a mistake. It was supposed to be 500. I took a loss, but
you just didn't want to go through the social awkwardness,
right? And I knew it would come out eventually in a situation like this when podcasts were king.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know something? You overpaid him by $4,500, and I'm sure he told 20,000 people. So that money came right back to you.
I've told everyone how you overpaid me. I remember it was like the biggest. That was like $5,000 when I just had Georgia. That was a game changer. That was like, okay, rent's taken care of for 3 months. That's two things. If you give me a good intro, bringing me on stage, I never forget it. And if you paid me well, I'll never forget. People that paid well, that shit spreads like wildfire with other comics. Like
that makes me very happy that I did that, because I would never do that today. Because there's no way. I mean, I have to ask you, Bert, this drive-in thing. Is it on hold or are you doing it?
Let's go. I think everything's sold out.
So it's June, July. That's your summer. You're going to be doing drive-ins.
June and July, I'm doing drive-in movie theaters. It's stand-up at drive-in movie theaters. I think I got to travel with the stage so that we bring the stage with us. Shows start at 8, and yeah, it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be one of those things where you look at it and you go, well, I'm never going to do this again. And now's when it's safe and it's a way to do stand-up. So I'm kind of excited. I like trying the frontieredness of it is what I like, you know?
Yeah. Well, you look like you're Grizzly Adams right now. I mean, you're there. And I have a question, and I'm sure you probably talk about it in your stand-up, but do you shower in full clothing? Do you sleep fully clothed? And only when you're working, everything comes off?
Yeah. I have sex with my shirt on. I put it on just because I want to razzle dazzle it.
Yeah, right. Keep them guessing.
No. Are there enough drive-ins out there? That's kind of on my bucket list to go see. I wanted to take my wife. There's like 1 or 2 left in the LA area, and I always wanted to take my wife.
No, there's only one now. After last night, there's only one.
Oh no.
No, they're popping up. They're all over the place. And as soon as I announced it, they started hitting me up everywhere. And so we may add some shows because it's. I remember seeing.
Are you doing 2 shows?
Doing 2 shows. Late show starts kind of late. You got to do it when the sun sets. You can't. The sun's got to be down to start the show, and it should be interesting. You know, I hope they're fun shows.
Are they going to put you up on the screen?
Yeah, I go up on the big screen and I'm in front of the screen. So it'll be.
You have 3 cameras or something? You got people shooting it.
3 cameras. So it's like watching a special, and then all the audio goes right through their FM players into their cars. I
love this. This is, to me, I love shit like that.
I love shit like that too. Like I used to do a show called the Calling Sick to Work. Calling Sick to Work. So I go and do radio from 8 till 10, drink on air. And then I go right to the comedy club and tell everyone on radio, call in sick to work. Don't go to work. And I come to the club. They'd open up the club at like 11, and we do a show at noon. And that was the funnest fucking shows I would ever do because everyone's day drinking. That's like
I was gonna say, how hammered did people get?
Bill, people got so fucked up. The last one I did was in Tampa. I gave Segura's number out on stage, and they were chanting the machine, and I go, I'm not doing it. And I walked off. I don't remember getting paid. I don't remember getting home. All I know is I wake up in a house, right? I've never been in my entire life. I wake up in this house and I'm looking around and I'm like, whose fucking house am I in? I go out. No one's in the house. It's a really nice house. No one's in the house. And I'm sitting here going, I don't have my cell phone. I don't know where my cell phone is, but I don't know where my wallet is. And I'm looking at this house and all of a sudden I see a picture of my sister in this house. I go, that's a picture of my sister when she was a kid. I look around. All of a sudden, door opens. My dad walks in. My parents have bought a new house.
That's fantastic.
I haven't been there yet. And I was like, what the fuck? Where are we? He goes, oh, we got a new house. I showed you, but I think you were drunk. I was like, holy shit.
And the question to that answer is, how do you make a comedian?
Yeah, exactly.
He wakes up in his new house and doesn't know it with his real parents.
Hey, open invite to either of you guys if you want to come out and do one of these drive-in movie theater shows for shits and giggles. Let me know.
Where is it at?
We're doing June 24th in Charlotte, then Tulsa, then Indy, and then Fort Collins, and then I think we're going to keep adding them, and I'm just going to stay out on the bus.
What about that one out here in L.A.?
Yeah, I haven't gotten an offer from him
in
yet.
Van Nuys, there's or something like that. I would do that. I'd come in and do a guest set, and then give you the intro. And I get the same check I paid you, right?
Yeah. By the way, I'm not even getting that. I don't think it's
no,
not a money maker.
I like I would do Tulsa.
Yeah.
I love Oklahoma, man, and I also love that city, man. What is it? What theater is that? The Brady Theater.
Oh,
in Tulsa, Oklahoma is the shit. There was also a promoter there who had this old ass Cadillac. He let me drive it around before the show. Thing was just like, floating on a cloud. The suspension, everything was messed up, but it was amazing.
Also, Oklahoma, Bill, to be like the opening scene to The Outsiders when they hit Pony Boy and Johnny are at the drive-in.
When Dean Del Rey opened for me out there, he went to the. I was too tired. He goes, dude. He's like, the Outsider house is down the street. It's red. You got to go see it. And then, of course, I didn't go. And I came, before the show. How was it? He goes, oh, it was killer. It looks the exact same. Dean makes you just feel like you just met. Nobody can sell you shit like Dean Del Rey. So for our listeners out there, Bert is in Malibu. I believe rolling his own cigars, or he started a vineyard or some shit. I don't know what you're doing, but it definitely looks like. I was just like, after the rioting and stuff, I thought you just left or something.
No, it looks like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. We're like 5 minutes from the beach, up in the hills. It's
and you're with your wife?
No, I left her at home. I just thought I'd get away.
Did you leave her at home right near where all the trouble is?
I actually got her a rental right on Fairfax. So hopefully that's something. No, the girls and my wife.
Tell her to pick some stuff up at Canner's and bring it to you in Malibu.
Wait, where are you guys at? Or I know where Bill is. Bob, where are you close to where the riots are going?
No, I'm up on not yet. I'm up on the west side, up a hill.
Yeah, it's been crazy, man. Like watching
it's been
it with
so upsetting. It's been so upsetting, and yet to get into it is
My favorite thing out of all this is when white people explain to black people how they should be feeling and how they should be handling this. That's my favorite thing.
Like they know what they've gone through for 1,000 years.
Well, you know what the problem, and I have
a million years.
As a person, I have the same problem. Is human beings would rather win than get to what's right, and everything's broken up into teams. Everybody,
I always say that.
You're just trying to win.
People just want to be. They just want to be proven that they're right. They don't want the truth.
Yeah, and everybody does that, but the hardest thing in the fucking world is to get out of your own head and realize that someone is experiencing a life different than yours, and to actually listen. And then the person telling you, it's really hard for them to explain their life without the other person feeling like they're getting a finger pointed at them. It's a major defect in
humanity.
Humanity, yeah. So until they, because I feel like both sides should be able to sit down and talk this out, because
so much.
I think both sides are thrusted into this thing that we've all, in our own ways, have created. So,
for sure. Were either of you persecuted as a kid? I was. No, I was.
Not for my skin, actually for my skin tone, how white I was and how orange my hair was. But it was just sort of standard bullying.
I guess
I never got pulled over by the cops for having red hair, but I definitely got a couple of towel whippings during gym class. It's about how rough it got for me.
How about you, Bert?
No, I was. I got bullied, but just like a regular kid, like whatever. I always say, like, I've had it pretty easy in life. Like, I am an example of white privilege, I think.
I was in Norfolk, Virginia, and people threw rocks at my head and called me a Jew, and it happened a lot. And I'm
Really?
Presbyterian, so I don't understand. But obviously, I am no Jew. But I got my ex. I brought my ex-wife. That's the advantage of doing this in your office. Look at that ass. Seriously, look at that. If
That's
that
why you married it. But once you find out what was between those 2 ears, actually, that haircut is what I looked like when I was in the 5th grade.
Bill, being redheaded is probably it's like no one stands up for redheads, but redheads are taunted their entire.
No, it wasn't as bad. South Park tipped it over. South
Really?
Park did that episode, and I was already into adulthood, but they were the ones that brought it to the forefront. That they made it like mainstream, and then all of a sudden, like like all that ginger shit. No one said ginger here. My entire life, no one said that shit. Like when I went over to toured in Europe, it was the first time. Oh, you're a ginger. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you got red hair, you're ginger. I was like, oh, all right. But it didn't sound derogatory over there as much as over here. Then it kind of seemed like, oh, someone's kind of just called me a fucking pussy or something. Over here, it just, as everything just seems to take on a little more of a, nastier tone. I don't know what, when it travels. So I got off easy. No, it was just redhead and bullshit like that, but I didn't have overly a complex. But once that South Park episode came on, like that sort of kicked it into, it's weird. Like you really found with the internet, like how fucking childish people are and how much that bullying thing really didn't go away as much as you just became an adult.
Yeah.
So you know not to do that. But you get on the internet and it's just like, if there's any way to attack or humiliate or go after somebody that's in a less larger group, I mean, it's just done. From the obvious, all the racial shit to anything, So.
Well, you're kind of the example. You've influenced me a lot. Because I've been doing a lot of your material, but
I would explain those pathetic awards behind you.
One of them is your mother, but I actually had a replica of where you came out of back there.
Oh, yeah?
But all I was going to
say.
say.
Did that help you out? Did that get you through some lonely nights? Did
you
take
got a
glasses
hot mom.
on? Did you take them off?
Your mom's a ginger, but I was is that Ginger from Gilligan's Island? Is that what that is between Ginger and Marianne, or is it like 500 years old?
I don't know.
Because I thought it was like
I have no
Betty.
idea.
She's a Betty was from Archie, for the comics. But this, I don't know. Anyway, what I was going to say, Bill, is you're so
fucking Saget was from Full House.
You had to say that. I got some Full House paraphernalia if you want a lunchbox or a T-shirt. What I was going to say was, you're so amazing. And I'm like this. On stage especially, but if someone throws one rock at me, I throw 1,000 back. I get like a catapult. I mean, if you verbally.
Hey, Bert, did you see how that started off as a compliment for me and then quickly just went to all about Bob?
Yeah, you're right. I haven't had time for therapy, Bill. But you're to me the master of just not putting up with shit. You're just so, and it's coming from such a real place. I really just look up to you a lot because you make me when you're
waiting for the overhand right here. This is just such a long setup. Go ahead.
When you pee on me, I'm always looking up to you. But what I'm saying is, you're so good, and Bert would agree. Don't you think he's maybe the?
Oh, that's him bailing out. Master a closer for this, so he's trying to drag you into this shit that he's just. I think Bert would agree. He's trying to throw it to you.
It's hard for me to throw a compliment to you, Bill, and. Because you won't accept it. But
hey guys, my wife's naked. Do you want to see?
Hell yeah.
No.
She's naked.
Oh, no. I mean, no. Oh, no.